What is up, everybody? ZZTV, Zunigaistheman, whatever. So, don't misconstrue the video thinking, oh, it's bullshit. I'm genuinely curious about this subject because I've kind of wondered if this has been true about myself. Because some parts of me, I don't know if it's something with my emotions overall, but something in me been wondering, am I aromantic? And I've also got a quiz over here I'll take on the side to see what it says, but let's look at romanticism, I guess could be the proper terminology about this. People who are aromantic experience little to no romantic attraction or develop feelings of romantic love for others as opposed to people who are all romantic. Important to distinguish, aromantic is not the same as being asexual. I mean, I kind of felt like, even with the last relationship I was in, there were times where it felt alright, other times it just didn't feel like as strong. There's some times where I see something, I'm like, hey, but I don't know if that's with my other head talking when I start to feel that. See, it doesn't mean you're broken, doesn't mean you're incapable of loving someone. People who identify as aromantic just have a little different experience with their emotions. Yeah. Like other romantic and sexual orientations, aromanticism, hey, I knew it was the right term, exists on a spectrum. So someone who is aromantic might feel some level of romantic attraction to some people under certain circumstances. Yeah, because it's not all the way. Most call themselves aromantic because they don't feel romantic connection or attraction to people. Yes, kinda. They're rare, but they're real. Let's see, the differences there. Yeah, I've heard about asexuality. Yeah, there can be relationships. Yeah. Let's see, 13 signs. Let me try to see through all these before I go to the quiz. Never had a crush on someone? Well, I've kind of had to suppress crushes and everything, mainly because, like, anytime I've ever pursued somebody, I've always gotten rejected. So, I mean, I try to kind of had to, what's the proper term? Suppress anything. Let's see, the whole concept of weddings baffles you. Kind of in a way, but mainly because I just don't feel like it's ever going to happen for me. Mainly because I've been single for most of my adult life, especially in the 20s. Relationships aren't your thing. There's sometimes where it feels like it. And plus, like I said, I've been single most of my adult life. I mean, there are times where it's hard for me to even picture it ever happening again. Support our advertiser. I don't give a shit. YourTango.com. You know what it's like to feel platonic love, but you don't have a desire for romantic love. You can feel love. They may feel the kind, yeah. Relationship that best friends have. Feeling love connect, yeah, there. So yeah, kind of like a bond thing. I guess I can kind of feel it. Feel yourself romantically attracted to people. Yeah, I guess like sexually attracted. Maybe I sometimes feel that, but I can't. It's a hard thing to describe or anything. To be in a relationship, but probably not for romantic reasons. Yeah, like in case of not wanting to be lonely. And plus, like, even with myself being 30 now, it's just, it's a puzzling thing. Feel sexual attraction, don't feel romantic emotions. Possibly. Checking your experience as a squish. Romantically, in most cases sexually. Squishes, on the other hand, are a desire to befriend someone, spend time with them. So, just basically friendship type stuff. Maybe. Novels, rom-coms, love songs don't appeal to you. Well, let's see. I don't read romance novels. I don't think I've really seen any romantic comedies. And love songs, I think I've kind of gotten numb to those. Like, the only love song in a way I've ever listened to that I still can kind of listen to is Mr. Lonely by Akon. But if does that really count as a love song? It's more like a heartbreak thing. Prefer being single. I don't know if I really prefer it. It's just more like I've gotten so used to it. Because, I mean, before my last relationship happened, which ended like 9 months ago, I was single for almost 5 years straight, so I was kind of used to it, even though there were parts of me that I kept getting tired of it. You know? So you feel to be upset about the fact you've never fallen in love, People talk, love lies bore you, yeah. I mean, that's kind of typical. Like, I kind of get tired when people say, oh, this is about my significant other. It's like, eh. Romantic, something just clicked. Kinda, yeah, because that's what kind of interests me about this. So let's see how the quiz goes. Am I aromantic? This 100% honest quiz reveals it. Alright, let's honestly see. Of course, they got more explanations. Romantic ace describes sexual orientations. Okay, let's start with the questions and go as we go along. Do you know how it feels to have a crush on someone? Yeah, but it's been a long time, you know? I mean, it's not like, oh, like my heart pursues for them. I mean, I'm just kind of more of as to maybe. If I can actually click on the fucking thing. Hang on. Star quiz. Okay, now I can go through. Okay. So it's more of a maybe because it's a little difficult. Some of these might be difficult to really fully answer or describe. Fantasize about having a romantic relationship. Again, that's hard to say because, like, usually when I see people, especially on a third shift schedule, they're either people I work with or people I see on the internet. I mean, sometimes, but again, that's another difficult one. It's like a difficult thing to describe, you know? Do you often think about getting married and having kids? Having kids, like, I kind of wondered about that, like, ever being a father someday, but marriage is not, like, something I instantly think about, like, oh, I want to get married, I want to walk down the aisle, I want to potentially lose everything if I suddenly get dumped, because it's like, it's hard for me to get into a relationship, let alone marriage. So, I mean, it's difficult. Like, marriage is probably the negative one-ish. I'd have to say no, because, like, there are times where I just don't really consider it, especially with the marriage thing. Are you interested in romance-related movies, novels, poems? No. No. No, no, no. I can't even write that even in my dreams. Not at all. Let's see. Have you ever fell in love with a total stranger? No. Because I know how that goes. Nah. Not gonna be like, ooh, yeah, like, because that would kind of feel creepy. You know? Do you believe in love in first sight? I mean, there are cases where that happens, so maybe. But it's just like, it's hard for me to see that for myself, because I never see somebody be like, oh, yes, like, an instant, like, zing there. Some people fall in love and get married the next day. Do you find it weird? Honestly, yeah, because it just feels like that's rushing. I mean, didn't we see that with Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson? I mean, you gotta, if you're gonna marry somebody, you gotta take time, make sure it actually works. Otherwise, you realize you rush into it, and then just, you lose it all. And I don't want that. I don't want to lose everything I fucking have. Because, like, if you're gonna get married, you gotta plan stuff out and get ready for it. Do you think love is essential for marriage? Honestly, yeah, because that's like the only thing that's gonna truly make it work. You can't, like, I know there's some people get married just because they have kids and everything, but you can't build the foundation off your wedding. The fact that, hey, you got kids, you gotta make it work just so that, like, your kids have both parents. Because otherwise, what are you gonna have to keep the marriage going on if you don't love each other? The marriage could be a contract signed between, could be like a contract signed between individuals. Well, I mean, it feels like it, because, like, you have your vows and everything, saying that you'll be together through sickness and in health, but then again, you also kind of have if you really want a contract, you have to have a prenup. So I guess kind of, yeah. Kind of like to be by each other's side and everything. Is your love life separated from your sex life? What sex life? It's like, yeah, there's a major difference. Well, then again, they kind of go on the side because they're like, well, love life is dead and sex life doesn't exist, but still, they're completely kind of different because, like, never had a relationship with somebody and they'd be like, oh, fuck, fuck, fuck. Like, the sad fact is I haven't been with a woman that lives in the same state as myself in the last 15 years. I know, it's kind of hard to fathom. Life might be incomplete if you don't find true love. Maybe Because, like, there are times where I wonder it, but it's like, I don't know, again, I think it's just more because of a sense that I'm so used to being alone that it's not easy to truly fathom this being like a missing piece in my life. You know? People. Do you believe people should be looking for true love no matter what? Not really in a case of no matter what. Like, everybody's got their needs. Everybody's got their needs. How romantic are you? Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, I can maybe have some romance, but it's not like an overflowing, like, instantaneous thing. Might have some moments. Like, depending on the subject, or, like, if I can actually get to that point. Would you like to have a romantic partner? Maybe, but again, it's just not a certainty. It's not a certainty. No, and of course you have to have an ad that's about romance. Are you a fan of platonic relationships? I gotta be reminded of what that is. Because it's not a common word in my vocabulary. Let's see. Spiritual, free of sensual desire, especially relationships. Purely spiritual, free of sensual desire. So it seems like something more... Sounds like it's more casual. Maybe, again, that's a difficult one. I mean, that's one of those terms that's not really exactly direct about that. Love a foggy and abstract concept. And to me, yeah. Like, it's not easy for me to find love or even a true, deep connection with people. You know? You know you're in love when you can't fall asleep because reality is finally better than your dreams. You agree? In my case, I can't fall asleep because I got insomnia. There, did I just kill the romance there? Reality is finally better than your dreams. Maybe, that's just a difficult one. I mean, it almost sounds like those lyrics from the song "Keep on Loving You" by REO Speedwagon, saying, "I don't want to sleep, I just want to keep on loving you." That's what that kind of sounds like in terms of relatable lyrics that I can at least make comparison to. Well, you cannot live without your lover or partner. Again, that's hard to say because it's like I don't know if it's because of like myself or the fact that I'm on third shift and I've been on third shift for the last 8.5 years that it's hard for me to have a partner, because how are you supposed to really have a love life when you are awake during the night and sleep during the day, which is the opposite of a normal person's schedule? People commit suicide when their lovers leave them. How do you feel about that? It's a little difficult because it's like, sometimes I can understand that because it's like some people believe there's one true love, but it's like, you keep hearing the thing that it's like you see other people where, like, I see, like, celebrities all the time where it's like they get out of one marriage, next thing you know, they have another love, like, right then and there, like, right when they open their eyes. It's like, they get out of one marriage, and shortly thereafter, they got another person right there. So it's like, it's not like everybody's got just, like, one chance at love, really. You have two options: true love or $100,000. Which one? I'm honestly not sure, because it's like, I'm not going to do the whole male or bride thing with $100,000. It's like, with the money, you can at least get yourself something. Oh! You might be gray romantic. No, don't email me that shit. I get enough shit in my inbox, alright? I've gotten more than 100 junk emails going to my main inbox folder over the last few days. You might be gray romantic. You rarely feel anything romance-oriented in your life. Yeah, I think that's pretty safe to say, because it's like, I've honestly had, like, no real experience with intimacy, so it's hard for me to have any experiences to really desire something if I've never done it. Like, no experience. You're romantic, and you're foggy. So it's experience romantic attraction might happen once in a couple years, decades. Sounds bad accurate enough. So anyway, I'll try to put this link in the description if anybody wants to take this quiz to see how you guys compare. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Great romantic, so I guess it's more borderline between yes and no. But I mean, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Thanks for watching, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, and good day, everybody.